Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun, and today we got another Destiny 2 Trials training video. Now we're going to wrap up the broad strokes of our super videos where we cover the supers and kind of how to open with them. I have them grouped together, so the timestamps will be below if you want to go ahead and skip to your, desired super, or see if there's a super that you like to run in the video and skip right to that portion. I would recommend, however, that you watch all of the supers in every video, because knowing your enemy and how they operate is gonna help you succeed at defeating them. All right, information wins wars, it wins battles. It's true in video games, right? If you go to esports, you'll see people practicing it. It's true in real life. When warfare, worldwide warfare was a thing, and technology was advancing, information was very important. Instead of having a courier deliver hand encrypted notes, to the telegram, to walkie talkies, so on and so forth. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in. I highly recommend you just watch the whole video. So here we go. We're gonna dissect this and hopefully not make this a 30-minute video, which is how it started off the first time. So for clip number 1, I'm gonna do a lot less rewinding, and we're just gonna look through the clip once, and if you need it explained again, just click back on the video. So we got Spectral Blade. Now, what happens here is I don't pop my Spectral Blade. I'm very far away. But you're going to notice that I'm gonna pause it and I'm going to explain a couple of things, all right? So my teammate right here, boom, my teammate's weak. I know he's weak, exclamation point above his head. I throw a smoke in the doorway. My smoke's objective is to limit the vision of the enemy so my teammate can move if he so desires. And it just so happens he backrisses out of that area. At the moment, an arc staff comes through. Watch. Boom! And if you notice, go back and watch very carefully, that arc staff came into the doorway and popped. Now, when I recorded this video the first time, I thought they were like sliding into the doorway and popping. No, they came into the doorway and then popped for that split second. Look, he's already half health. And it looks like he's the arc staff that blocks. I'm not 100%. It's hard for me to tell. Maybe he is not. But half of his shields are gone, right? The smoke slowed him a little bit. He swings to get out. Boom. He's no shields at this point in time and easily shotgunned. And then here comes Chaos Reach. Woohoo! All right. A little bit late, but better late than never. Now, the Chaos Reach, by the time this is a Blueberry on our team. The Chaos Reach, my thought process for them is probably when the arc staff broke line of sight with the Chaos Reach and the Chaos Reach could no longer shoot them with their gun, they decided one of my teammates is probably going to die. I need to pop Chaos Reach and kill him. Well, lucky us, we didn't die. We killed the arc staff, and then this guy proceeds to, there's a guy coming through the door. If you look to the, mid right of the screen at the back, he's like, hey, how you doing? And kills him too. So a little bit late on the Chaos. He should have popped that as soon as that guy cut in the door and just obliterated him. But that's me. And it goes to show, if you watch some of my other arc staff videos, guys, you want to come through the door either blocking, or you want to come through the door shade stepping a lot. Like, you want to shade step. And even if you shade step, it's not as powerful as blocking as the middle tree arc staff. There are times where you're just going to get shredded in half by teams, right? Think about it. Fusions, bastions, shotguns, hand cannons, abilities, right? So now this is where I use my Spectral Blade. I spawn up, and most of the time the rule of thumb is with a roaming super, a lot of the supers, you want to get as close as you can before you pop them. Spectral Blade, you could be a little bit more lenient because you can go invisible, off the radar, kind of make a play. You get to see them through walls. So I pop really far away to try and confuse them as to where I'm coming from. And, we go ahead and rock it out. So here I come. I pop. I don't jump. I'm not double jumping, so they don't know where I'm at. And I won't show up on the radar. And then he pops shield. I kill him. I kill him. This guy has me pretty weak. I'm surprised he didn't pull a shotgun out right there and shoot me as I got to this moment. Now, my super energy is about to run out. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Be careful not to let your roaming super run out and you're caught in the open against a dude ready with their gun. You will probably die, especially if you're weak. All right? So as I pursue him, I jump and I'm like, and he's trying to kill me still. I jump at him, and I'm like, I'm not going to make this swing. So I swing backwards, right? And my teammate just finishes him off. Like, boom. There we go. All right. So please keep that in mind. And now this round, we get a pick, and it's just the striker left alive. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. There's pick number 1. I get my teammate up. Blueberry gets pick number 1. At this moment, the striker's behind us. I may have noticed it and called to my teammate, yo, we're being flanked. We're being flanked. As soon as he kills this dude and I get in that room, I'm like, oh, striker behind us. So I put myself in a position for the striker. This is one of the ways to defend against a striker. My teammate's close. I'm far away. The blueberry's right next to me. I'm like, all right, we're in a good position. I'm going to get my primary out. We have bodies. I can see them. I'm close to a smoke in case he jumps on one. Let's see how this rolls out. My teammate's a lot closer than I would be. So this Titan smashes before he comes in the room. He doesn't come in the room and smash. He smashes and then comes in the room. Big difference. He could have got shredded by Tricky right there at the door sliding in. He could have got shotgun, meleeed, and then shot by us, and that's a wrap, right? So he smashes, and he smashes from cover and then comes in with an overshield, mind you. He runs out the room. I think he's confused where his teammate is. He comes back in. We almost have him killed. Pow. There we go. I put a smoke over there, and it's a wrap, right? It's very important to have your abilities, smokes and grenades, or anything, you know, that can deal damage, throwing knives, stuff like that, for revives, either for holding down revives or holding down heavy and stuff like that. All right, now we're going to dive into another Spectral Blade flip. Now, you've heard some people say, yo, go with your super, and then maybe if you're playing raffles with someone on Twitch, and you're looking for help, they'll say, hey, go with your super. And then this happens. You get a pick, and they're like, all right, never mind, don't use your super. Sometimes, if you're winning and you got a feel for the team and you feel like you're just outpacing the enemy team, or if someone else would have died on the team as I got that pick, at that point in time, it's absolutely just go with your super. Just go with your super. Because now, because there's an enemy dead and a teammate dead, it's kind of like you spawned in with 3-3, but it's 2-2. So it's an even playing field again, and you have a super, they don't. Just roll in. It's time to roll in. Take him out. This guy is so far in his scope, or he's not looking at his radar, he doesn't even know where I'm at. And I'm on him before he can do anything. And this guy, well, he kind of doesn't know where I'm coming from either, so. Hiding by a corner against a Spectral Blade, and you don't know what corner they're coming from, is very dangerous. All right, looks like we're going to dive into a Tether clip. I am very aggressive with this Tether. So, where I went to the right with my Spectral Blade on the other clip, I go straight ahead. This is quiver. This is aggressive. This is kind of how aggressive you would have to be with Golden Gun. Granted, you would pop. I pop my super sliding in. I make the same play the Arc Staff makes, only I succeed where he fails. Very risky. There's a sniper right there. That sniper could have killed me. They could have already been set up and ready to pull the trigger, and I could have died right there, right? 4-4. I'm the only one with the super. The enemies are about to get all 3 supers because we've been keeping track, and I just get obliterated here. Huge risky play, but we're up by 4 rounds, right? So kind of take the chance, be a little bit confident, go in there crazy sometimes when you're in the lead in elimination, and see where it gets you. See how successful you can be, how often, and get a feel for the type of enemies you're going to play against. All right. Now we're going to touch up this clip just a little bit. I don't use my super. There's nothing really to see here. It's just at the end of this clip, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw a little explanation in. Now, excuse me, dry throat. Let me get a little bit of water. And we're going to pause it right. Boom. All right. Let me rewind it just a bit. Come on. There we go. Where my gun is aiming. If you're running top tree tether, and the clip will come to me. I've done it in the past, and it'll happen again. This map will come around, and I'll be on quiver or tether. If you shoot your tether at the base of that divider, right? This top tree tether, you can set it there, right? Get on the overtime flag, and then start to capture it for 1 second, 2 at the max, and then shoot your own tether and activate it. That way, Dawn Blade, and I say activated, so Dawn Blades and people can't shade step slide, you know, get through your tether before it activates. Because if you don't activate it, they're going to go past your tether into that back hallway, and they're either going to peek back and shoot you from a distance, or they're going to go all the way around and push you off of overtime, right, if they have the time to do so. So by you activating your tether early, and it only takes about 10 seconds to capture an overtime flag with 1 person, all right? We're not counting you have 3, you have Titan's Ramparts, 2 Titans, and 2 shoot-through shields, right? You can say, hey, teammates, I'm locking down this side of the map. You guys get the other side of the map. All right? In case someone's flanking. If they're not, you would activate the tether early, and you would just wait. The tether may run out before you fully capture the zone, but before you die on that zone, you'll probably have captured them. You'll probably have captured the flag. The tether runs out. 3 more seconds to capture the flag. Die on the zone. Don't jump. Don't shade step. Don't do nothing weird. Just feet on the ground, strafe left and right, shoot at the enemy, and die on that zone. With Quiver, you could shoot one at the base of that divider, or you could, and then you can shoot them, in both pathways, right? So people can't run by them, jump by them, fly by them. And now you're stopping enemies from pushing in there. And the Quiver can do it a little bit better than the tether in some instances, where the tether would be better than the Quiver. Because some people, by the time you set up enough quivers, the first one you shoot, by the time you shoot that 4th one or 3rd one, you're going to have to replace that first one. So you only get 6 shots max. So you got to be careful of that. All right, diving into the next clip. 11 minutes already. Yikes. So, and then we got a bonus clip at the end we're going to show on Discord. We have like 3 bonus clips we're going to show. All right, Striker Titan. I try to get as close as possible. I'm not running shoulder charge. So at this point, very risky. I could have died right here. I thought I had shoulder charge. I just kind of turned my camera. I think what saved me is the enemy popped their bubble, stopping their teammate from shooting me. And I'm like, all right, I need to bait a suppressor. I jump up like I'm going to smash in. I don't see a suppressor. I smash straight down to the ground. I jump again. My teammate just goes in there and uses his super. And I smash. And I'm using R1 to kind of move in a zigzag pattern. I'm not moving in a straight line until I know that I'm about to kill this guy, right? And then I do. And then this guy runs in. He does throw a suppressor. And then I just roll in and finish him off after my teammate started the job. When you pop your bubble, it's supposed to give you your grenade back on the spot. So the fact that he didn't throw a suppressor at me was wild. Get as close as you can, as safely as you can, to use your roaming supers. All right. I said it before and I'll say it again. I could have died right. I got as close as I could, as safe as I thought I could. But if my teammate didn't jump their face in front of them and make that trade, I died. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm still going with my smash. All right. I got close. That Spectral Blade honestly probably should have killed me, but he didn't. And I end up killing them, right? I don't just keep rushing with my striker. I get my health back just for a moment. Like, I start health regeneration, and then I, make the next play. Against the sniper, I may not have peeked right away. I may have waited a little bit longer for my health to come back before I decided, hey, I'm going to cut this corner, put a shield on my teammate, and get the, and then start pushing him. Because the sniper could have bodied me there and probably killed me. Here we go. Hammers. Get as close as I can before I pop them. Now, hammers has range, so I could have thrown them from a distance, but they could have also taken a lot of cover. So I get as close as I can. I try not to overlap my teammates too many times. The enemy is oblivious to me. If they're fighting my teammates, which one of them is half health, the first guy I kill is half health, and he just dies, so he's probably sniping in a sniper scope. He gets caught, and I don't know what happened to the other guy. So my teammates had them distracted, or they were in their scopes too long. Burning Maul. This one especially. Get as close as you can, as safely as you can. Right here. I bumped my head into the ceiling. The radar says they're really close. If I didn't bump my head into the ceiling, I probably caught this guy in front of me a lot sooner. I don't know what that guy was doing, but the other guy was running, I believe, and he runs right into a gun. And the only keynote I have to say, I smash. I'm looking at this dude like, yo, this should catch him. No. As you smash on Burning Maul, it's not the direction your camera is facing that determines where that thing goes initially. Yes, it has tracking. It's where is the face of your Titan? Which direction is it looking? That's its initial travel path. So keep that in mind. So you want to make sure your character turns, not your camera. Your character must turn, not your camera. All right. So keep that in mind. And we'll have more in-depth guides for each super and skill tree, and we'll kind of really break down the skill tree. And I'll do it in trials matches. I'll play these skill trees in trials matches and kind of break down like a whole game or two, right, with certain weapons. Now these are bonus clips. I don't use my super here. Yeah, it's a tether. It's out of order. I don't even use it. But this is where we have 3 supers to none. I send in the melee supers, the close range supers, inside to the close range angles, and I go outside with long range. If I thought this was a really good team, I wouldn't be setting up for my... Oh, okay, I'm here to pinch the enemy. I'm going to kill him with my gun. No, I would be running towards that dude with the intentions of shooting my tether. So a good pinch really helps teams win games, even on those close games against good enemies, especially if you have more than one super to work with. One super goes one way, one super goes the other, right? Let's go ahead and dive into the next one. This is one where there's a lot of split-second decision-making in this. So right here, Chaos Reach. We have to fight 3 Chaos Reaches, and I think 2, if not 3, get it this round. All right, I said I wasn't going to rewind. I got to rewind a little bit. So I really got to explain this round right here. I run up. I'm going to go over here. I'm playing long range. I want to make sure no one from the enemy team is running out. Line of scrimmage is very important. I know that if I take this path and jump right here, if someone's on that block, I'm there either immediately after them or immediately before them, that block across the screen. All right? And I wait a second. All right, no one's jumping up, not on the block, but just up from under the ledge to the capture zone to B or, you know, overtime and coming through. So I'm like, all right, let's check farther to the right. As I move, the radar says, hey, there's someone to my left. And sure enough, someone is now coming through. So I thought maybe they came to the ring that you see through my scope, that little ring area. I call out videos on my YouTube channel. I thought someone was coming through the ring and ran up between the walls. No, and that may have been the case. And I seen him. He's making a play I probably would have made with my Chaos Reach because I run it, or I've watched people run it enough. Again, going back to the beginning of the video, knowing how enemy supers, knowing how the super operates is going to allow you to counter them. Because I was looking for this play, I found this guy. And 2 things happened. 1, I shot him. 2, he panicked and supered and didn't kill anyone. 1, 2, and I'm out. Like, I'm just out. I don't even get a clear second shot. I keep backing up. I'm like, yo, I'm just going to back up again. Because I was looking for that play. The next chaos that I bait is purely coincidence. It is purely coincidence, all right? And these guys are 3-peaking. So the fact that this super happened right here is wild, right? So we wait a little bit. I make this dude weak. That's the next super, I believe. That is the very next super. We're going to look at the bottom. Actually, Faith. We're going to look at the bottom left because Elevate was the first one. I think actually Faith is the second one. Let's see. I drop my Titan shield here. I accidentally fall. They're 3-peaking. They know I'm here. Like, they know I'm here, right? Or they should see me. Like, they're 3-peaking. And I slip off. And actually, Faith casts their super at my Titan shield. No one's there. So it's a big waste on them. Again, purely coincidental that happened, right? So that was pretty hilarious. And then my teammate gets a pick. So it's like, all right, we got a pick. It's time to move in. He starts popping his super. My teammate, let me rewind real quick, and then we'll take a peek at that bonus clip on Discord. My teammate has Chaos Reach, and I tell him, yo, as soon as he gets a pick, it's like, all right, go with your super. Right here. He's on the ground on his feet, like running on the ground. He should have been up in the air like that other guy, even though that first one got baited. Because he's on the ground, he, you know, the other guy may be crouching down and he can't read the radar properly, or he missed reading the radar. He got shotgun right there, right? He's dead. If you look at the, you know, the combat, the combat feed, he's dead. So I'm trying to get to my teammate. He got a pick. He's shooting. He tethered a dude right here. I noticed a guy jumping from the right. I also knew there was a guy in that general area because my teammate died over there. So I swapped to my shotgun and I got to save him, right? There's a lot of times, let me rewind it real quick. There's a lot of times where you'll be fighting something in front of you, and your teammate will be the first one to push out into the open. You guys you gotta be aware. You have to be paying attention. You're gonna see it in 3, 2, 1. You see the glowing line to the right of the screen coming off, you know, coming out of the ring between my scope and the wall. That's a bullet coming from the right. That's going to come with time and attention, right? With diligence, you will notice things. My teammate got shot from somewhere to the right. So if I run out there and I don't look at the right, we both probably die, right? If I go out there and I just tunnel vision for that dude in front of me, Like, he gets shotgun in the back, probably gets his super because I think he was the last one, right? No. Okay, the guy that got tethered was the next one in line, right? But it could have been a different scenario, and then we die. All right, let me go ahead and pause. And we are back to wrap up the video with the bonus clip. And the last like 2 clips are going to be bonus clips. Remember, we did have the timestamps below if you want to go back and watch very specific moments. So this is the Dawn Blade. It's not in elimination or trials. This is in 6s. He doesn't really get shot at a lot during his Dawn Blade, but he was very patient with his swings, it looked like, and he was very precise with his movement. He wasn't using the dash as much as others would have, or maybe I would have, and I'm not the greatest with Dawn Blade out there. That's why I don't run it, number one. Number two, less about the super. I really hate that floating aspect of it. Like, it forces you to float, and it throws off the way I play the game, so I would have to adapt greatly to make that tree work, which I believe the top tree is the better out of the 2. So here we go. Pop super, gets into the air, dashes, swings, starts to fall. He's kind of gliding. Right, swings twice, reads the radar, comes back for a dude that I think spawns up or is just AFK, I'm not sure. And then he proceeds to get a couple more, sniper clips, which is pretty nice. During your Dawn Blade, hey, why do you run Dawn Blade? Oh, I like the Icarus dash. If you're not good with your super, especially under pressure, and just, continue to run the Dawn Blade in elimination, right? Try it out in trials. But if you come across, if you've come across my stream and you've heard me play with people that are using roaming supers, I'll ask them, hey, why do you use that super? And I'll wait for them to give me their reason. Then I'll say, hey, maybe you want to try a one and done super, Nova Bomb, Thunder Crash, Blade Barrage, stuff like that. Something where you use it and you don't think about it again. There is nothing to think about other than getting to the enemy and letting it go. And then you can always come back at a later time or a card and be like, yo, I've been practicing with the Dawn Blade. I'm going to give it another whirl. But when it starts to fail against, enemies in trials, give it a break. Practice in elimination a little bit more, right? Get used to it and then bring it back into trials, right? Bring it back into trials, get that real-time experience, right? The pressure's on. You don't want to lose. The pressure of losing Mercy or losing and resetting is there. So you may be a little bit more anxious, or, you need to come in calm with some of these supers to really catch people. And again, a super that kills one person is still a good super. A super that allows your teammates to kill enemies is a good super. A super that doesn't necessarily get a kill but guarantees the round is won is a good super. And with that, I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. One final note, once again, we will cover supers and trees and skill and individual skill trees more in depth going forward. We'll cover also weapon loadouts, or weapon loadouts to use and how you want to use them during certain maps. And I'll have to go through, the most recent 3 trials maps will probably be the last ones, assuming they won't be in rotation for a while. So I'll just start picking and choosing and guessing what maps are going to be there. And then, of course, this Saturday we'll have the tips for the weekend video from Friday going into Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a thumb up, comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about the video. Comments, concerns, questions, all that good stuff. And yeah, share it with your friends. I'll see you next time. Enjoy.